Hey guys, it's Angie Tonini-Rogers, and I wanted to give you top 10 public speaking and training tools, okay? If you're getting ready to give a presentation, whether it's at work or on stage or wherever it is, I want to give you the top 10 public speaking tips for you, okay? Number one, introduce it dramatically. Connect with your audience immediately. You've got to hook it with a video, with a funny song, with music. You've got to hook them. You've got about 10 seconds to get their attention and let them know that you are somebody that they need to listen to and that you're going to provide value to them. So introduce your topic dramatically. That was number one. Number two, create credibility. So don't apologize for anything. You know, we all know that sometimes when we do presentations, the projector doesn't work or the handouts have fallen out in the rain on the way in or whatever the problem is. Just act like you never had handouts. Act like you never had a projector, okay? Just don't apologize for anything, because immediately right off the bat, if you apologize for something, it makes them feel like you're not the expert anymore. It takes away your credibility. So tell them why you're there, why you are the one that is credible enough to give them the information, and you know, just refrain from statements that would take away from your credibility. All right, number three, appeal to all learners. So you've got to get the auditory learners, people that hear and listen to learn. So music is always good for this, sounds to pull people back in. Kinesthetic is people who like to move around and do. So, you know, sometimes you can say, my pastor does this wonderfully. He'll say, give your neighbor a high five about something he just said. Okay, that kind of keeps those kinesthetic learners engaged. Visual learners, you need to have something for them to look at. So if you have a hazard where all your handouts have gone and, you know, your projector has blown up, then do something with your own facial features or body so that people have something to look at. It's always a good idea to bring props. We'll talk about that in a minute. So number three was appeal to all learners, auditory, visual, and kinesthetic. Number four, include visual aids. So make sure on your PowerPoints that you use a font that's big enough to see from the front to the back of the room. You want to use at least 24 font. It's always good to have kind of a thick font, so like Arial Black sometimes is good, but you just don't use script, anything that's in cursive, because that's hard to read, and sometimes people that are coming to your presentations may not know how to read cursive, okay? Most likely they're going to be some other type of learner in that case. Use different colors, use images, lots of images. You need to have images on at least every other slide or every 2 to 3 slides if you're doing PowerPoint or some type of video presentation. You need to have some visual stuff for the visual learners. You want to repeat it. This is number 5. So Tony Robbins said the repetition is the mother skill. So you want to repeat important points for your presentation at least 3 times. And it would be a good idea to say, you know, if one of your points was organize your calendar for the year 2015. Then you want to say, hey, turn to your neighbor and say, organize your calendar to 2015. You know, or I'm going to organize my calendar for 2015. That gets that auditory person involved. It's visual because they're hearing you say, or they're seeing you and they're seeing their neighbor say the same thing again. And it's kinesthetic because you're doing something. They're actually saying it out of their mouths, and that's them doing something to help them remember. So make sure you repeat your points 3 times in a presentation. Number 6, tap into emotion. Tell stories. Stories sell. We all know that. Make sure you tell stories and tell them in present tense. So, hey guys, listen, I'm sitting in my 3rd grade class and this kid comes to me and asks me to cheat on, you know, to pass him the answers. And, you know, here's what I do. And then I see the teacher walking towards me, blah, blah, blah. So just tell the story in present tense. It gets people more involved in the story, and it kind of helps them visualize what the story is that you're trying to tell. All right, number 7, energize. So you want to keep people moving, keep people engaged. So, you know, have little items that you can maybe throw out to the crowd, maybe little stress balls that are not going to hurt somebody, or have them stand up and turn around and then take a seat again, or, you know, just be a little bit out of the box. Here's the thing. If you're public speaking, if you're fearful of public speaking, then some of this is going to be out of your comfort zone anyway. So just go all out. Make it all out of your comfort zone, right? Practice it a lot of times before you get up in front of the audience, and make sure that you keep people energized. Add music. Tell them to get up for 5 seconds and dance. Tell people to give people a high five. Whatever you need to do to keep them engaged, or you know, if you need to transition to a new speaker or new visual, then get them up and have them do some jumping jacks or something. Just do something to keep them energized and moving, okay? That, you know, when you see beach balls going around, that's one of the examples of how to energize. All right, where are we? Number 8, engage your participants. Ask a variety of directed questions. So if you're teaching about, you know, Facebook, for example, you might say, okay, how many out there have ever tried this before? Or how many out there are going to go out and do exactly what I just said that they're going to do? How many of you guys are going to make money on Facebook this year? Whatever you need to do to get them engaged and get them, engaging with you. Number 9, time yourself. Stop talking after 7 to 10 minutes and provide a commercial break. Studies have shown that people can only pay attention between 7 to 8 minutes. So give yourself a little transition break to get people doing something. You know, maybe they stand up, maybe they give somebody a high five, maybe you have them repeat what you said, but do something to kind of break it up a little bit to get them back into into what you're talking about. And finally, number 10, conduct a contest. This is huge. Have, at the beginning, you could say something like, at the end of this, I'm going to have whoever, I feel like was most active during the presentation, you're going to win a prize. I'm not going to tell you what it is. And then at the end, you don't even have to have a prize, right? You can just say, you get the honor of being the winner of the most engaged participant in my training, and give them a certificate or something, right? So those are the top 10 public speaking and training tools. I hope that you go out and you implement this in your next PowerPoint or your next presentation. Try it. If you don't want to do all 10, then at least do 2 or 3. I guarantee you that when you get the survey back, and I'm hoping that you're surveying your people after you present to them, that you will be more remembered and they'll remember your content more than someone else who just stands up there like Bueller, and gives them a presentation. All right, guys? All right, guys. That's it. Click the link below this video if you want more training about public speaking or other marketing tools, and connect with me on Facebook. All right, guys? Make it a great day, and we'll talk soon.